Oh, math fails and Cashify. Now, hey, I love you guys both. No offense taken, no harm, no foul, etc., etc. Math fails, you especially, because you didn't really cross the line that bugged me. But I cannot take this uh, sitting down. This I could take 1,000 fuck yous from Gary with less genuine indignation than this slight exchange. Okay. Math fails. Fine, what you said. You asked, the material part of your analogy for the church fits in an AQAL matrix, Piero. Have you looked at that? Well, I immediately went and looked at that, and I've looked at this stuff. I guess that's spiral dynamic related, spectral integration related stuff there. I guess. So anyway, I looked that up, and it's like, well, I couldn't really get to anything concrete where I could try to diagram my idea. Fine. But then Cashify replies. He's just joking around, right? He's not intending any harm, but this really bugs me. Okay, he says, ahem, dot, dot, dot. A sixth level in transition to a seventh doesn't give two craps about an AQAL matrix, dot, 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 yet. You know, between the lines is lol, haha. Oh my god, this is what bugs me about these stupid kinds of systems like that. Okay, is that these are worthy, this is science fiction stuff, you know. It's interesting, you know, you can map it out, try to map the people according to your simplistic rules. Hey, I have some of those too, you know. I have a system, what do I call it? Chromo, um, chromometricism or something like that. I don't even remember at the moment. I usually could remember because I think it's a neat system. I still have thought about it. And you have three color levels. You know, red is for how aggressive you are, and green is for how nurturing you are, and blue is for how practical you are. So with each of those being pure, so like blue is a kind of a cold but very practical um, and realistic outlook. You know, and the other two are aggression and nurturing, with the idea being, well, given any problem, which of those are, how much are you likely to react? So you could have a white personality that's all three full on, or you could have a gray personality, a dim gray personality that's all three weakly, and so on and so forth. And you can map everybody with these political ideas. Was the idea of mapping what someone's political position is. But the thing is, I would never let that become some sort of cult-like thing where this is science fiction. I'm not a sixth level in transition. I'm not in Starfleet Academy. I mean, that's like if you a Trekkie joke, you know, and I love my Trekkies too, so you know, no and deep offense intended. But you know, seriously, it's like, that's typical Klingon ensign behavior or something. I mean, what the fuck? And then if it was a Trek joke, that would be fine because it'd be a joke. There'd be some self-humility in it, hopefully. But this is like, no, you see, this is what that leads to, that everything is doubtable. And so I can believe whatever, including some just system that arbitrarily sets up these. I don't think enlightenment is like that, see. I don't order enlightenment by which ideas a person has, because people get ideas in all different orders. Somebody in one situation learns a deep truth in an area that you haven't even heard of, while you maybe find deeper truths in a much bigger volume. You could call yourself more enlightened, but really they still have the deeper knowledge in that other subject. So I don't classify that way. I think enlightenment in general is, if you want to put echelons on it, is how wide you have expanded your personal sense of identity. I mean, do you feel that you are the planet? Can you identify with the planet as a living organism and its survival with your survival and that sort of thing? Then, you know, that's an outer echelon. And there's sort of an arbitrary number of inner echelons, like onion skin. Uh, you know, it's not a rigid, maybe it could be charted out, but I think it probably would be somewhat different for each person because, again, it's formed around each person. These shells of understanding of where someone places their identification, greater and greater scales, and then also at smaller and smaller scales, realizing that they are made up of billions of individual souls and cells. Not a Freudian slip, but whatever. And that they're made up of billions of cells that share their identity, and then, you know, even more atoms that also share identity. In some sense, it is them, you are them, through this kind of whole-on kind of idea. But yeah, but I'm not gonna buy any of that stuff. You know, it's neat charts and things. You know, But you put that, you're just gonna. Okay, now you got to tell me what your AQAL thing is and your 6th level and transition to 7. I just say you're gonna size me up with a system like this. That is a recipe for disaster. So, cheers though.